Nice, nice. Let's see that yourself and myself. It's holidays, so a lot of people are out
Doing things.
shopping, having fun, doing their thing. But
Yes.
so just before, right? I was on
Mm-hmm.
I was on the charts, but I'd said I said I was done for the day because I'd made a very good profit today. So let me say
Excellent.
let
Happy
me
for
just
you.
yeah, let me just stop for the day, right?
Yeah.
And so what time was this? This was yeah, so 12 minutes past 3, right?
Okay.
I was looking at the charts, I was standing up and I looked on the computer and I saw this W right
Yes.
here. You can see this is a clear W, right?
Yes.
Which means that there's what they call double bottoms. A double bottom
Okay.
here, a bottom here, and a bottom here.
Uh-huh.
And when we see that, you notice that there's a slight buy trend here, right?
Yes, I've noticed that because I was on too, but I didn't do anything.
All right, so with this buy trend here, it started because it was selling. Remember, it was selling earlier. It was selling
Yeah.
earlier, selling, went sideways, sold down
Yes.
some more, caught a bottom here and then bottom. But this could always sell back down, right?
Yes.
So it was going slightly up, and when I saw the W right here,
Yes.
this W, what it means when you see a double bottom, it means that it's trying to go down one time, it didn't work, came back up, tried a second time, didn't work. When you have a double bottom, this
Yeah.
leg usually goes up,
Okay. Thank
right?
you.
You're welcome. So I entered the trade right here, knowing that it's supposed to go up, right? Right here, I
Yes.
jumped in.
Yes.
And I said to myself, Harry, you're not being disciplined. You need to follow what you say. You're not going to do any more trades for the day. So I say, you know what? Let me close the trade, right? And
Yes.
I closed the trade with a little bit of profit. And then look what happened after.
Oh my goodness, great. Jesus of mercy. Oh my goodness. You finished beating yourself yet? Oh my goodness. My goodness. Wow. Gracious me. Wow. And then that wasn't much of a time difference either.
No, no, like literally, like there was because when I opened the trade,
Yeah.
okay, I see a couple of somebody else join us. Hey, welcome, Bob.
Okay.
So when I opened the trade, right? I mean, right here's where I opened the trade.
Uh-huh.
A little bit of pullback, and I say, you know what? Let me just close the trade because I'm not supposed to be in a trade right now, right? And I don't want this thing to go sell off on me.
Yes.
But I knew that this W. I mean, I'm just, learning about the W in terms of really
Yes.
looking
Yes.
for it.
Well, thanks for that, Jen.
Yeah, because you see that the market came up and then you had a pullback. You had a pullback here,
Yeah.
went back up, pullback here. This is another W. You could see this is a slight
Yes.
W.
But not quite as distinct as this other one that
Not
you
as
jumped in.
not as clear as this one. So
Yeah.
this was the perfect double bottom. And right here would have been the perfect entry point. Right above this yellow line would have
About
been the
there.
perfect entry point, which I wasn't really looking to trade. I just saw the W and I said, you know
Yeah.
what? Let me just grab a piece. And then I said, I'm not supposed to be doing that. Let me close the trade. And then I sat down and watched this go and I was like, oh man, I can't keep
How many
myself.
pips? Tell me. Tell me how many pips.
Well, if you look at US 30, let's look at
Yeah.
US 30 and check it, right?
Gee. Look at it right there.
182.
Oh my goodness.
180 pips. Yeah. And then here's the thing, this went above the daily high. That's
Okay.
one other thing. You look at the day, I put it on the 1 hour
Mm-hmm.
chart. So here's the daily high today. So it started
Mm-hmm.
off here last night, came up
Mm-hmm.
here, pulled back all the way down to here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back to where to the low yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then it went back up. And then this high is higher than the day's high.
Okay.
Right. So when you see that, that means that there's going to be a continuation. All right. Because if you look at this is it was going this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're
Yes. Yes,
These,
I
let's
see
see,
that.
where are these lines? Yeah, great. All right. So if we were to use this line here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see that's the way in which the market was trying to go.
Okay.
That way. So what happened is that this news and stuff and what took place today and market open and all of that, they moved the market in this direction. But that's not really a true move of the market. The current move of the market is this, right? And if you
Okay.
look over here, you could see that it's also on an uptrend from here, and it came down and it's going to continue. So it's going to come back up to here, and then it's going to continue on, right? And of course,
Okay.
you have the pullbacks and stuff like that along the way.
Yes, yes, in between, of course.
Yeah. So, just, as we stay on the charts and we keep doing it, what happens is that we get better and better. That's just,
Yes.
that's like with anything
Yes,
else.
I'm encouraged. Yes.
Right. And just the same way in which I spotted this W, while just looking at it, I just spotted a W right here. And I see it jump, and I jumped in right here. And I
Wow.
say, what, I'm not supposed to be doing another trade. Let me just close it and then look at that run up. Anyway, the good thing is that
moving right along.
I knew I was supposed to be in, right?
Yes.
So, and I wasn't being vigilant, because you're supposed to like open up 2 trades right here.
Yes.
Take one, leave one open, close one, leave one open. So if you open 2 trades right at this entry point here,
yes,
above coming up from here towards the trade line, you could have even taken it a little bit below the trade line on the second candle.
Yes.
So if you take the trade here, open up 2, close one down 5, 10, 20 pips, close one down, and then use the second one, put your entry
as your entry.
Yeah, your stop loss at your entry for the second one. So if you do that with the second one, it never came back. It never came back
anywhere near there. Oh my God.
Never came back. So this you'd have been able to enjoy this full 180 pips on this US 30.
Wow.
180 pips. And possibly it will still go up more.
Yes.
Right? Because it broke the daily high. So when market opens in another hour, we might see this continue going up as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So.
And if you were on NAS, huh?
Yeah. So go to NAS. Let's look at NAS. The same thing happened. Right. You could see the pattern, right? Green, red, green. You could see it's a buy stop. It's not just the W.
Clear.
Yes. I'm just saying the W happened within the buy stop, which gives you another influencing factor to use that as well. That is going to
continue to buy.
Yes, to know that you should go ahead and take a nice buy, right? Or if you're in the buy already, you stay in. That was 70, that was 80 pips, 81 pips at the top. Right?
800,
81.
800, 8,000, 80,000.
Exactly.
The choice is yours.
Exactly. The choice is yours based on your account size. And as your account size grows, you know what's going to happen, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And SPX, you could see the same pattern, right? Green, red, green. It's a clear 1 minute buy stop, right? And let's go ahead and measure that. This one, I think, is about 20 or 30 pips. 24, 25 pips. 25 pips. And SPX. And then and here's the thing. Down here, when it came down here, I was coming up. I was going to jump in on the second candle because I saw this is an impulsion candle coming up. And then I knew that we're in what's called a 4-hour channel. When we were down here, this is the bottom of the candle, right? And we're on the 4-hour chart right now. You can see the 4-hour there in the background, 4 inch, right? Yeah. So we're inside of the 4-hour channel down here. That's where it came down last night. And then the bottom from here. In fact, I entered the trade down here last night and rode this up overnight. Came up to a nice profit, woke up to a nice profit this morning, and continued. And then the sell-off in the day. So when it sold off in the day, it came back into the channel. This 4-hour channel, if you look at it, if you look down here, and just to give you a heads up as to what's coming, this is the gap in the 4-hour channel. Yes. So it has to come back up and fill this gap. Right. So there's going to be more buying happening out of this 4-hour.
Okay. So when you're on a buying trend and the gap comes, the trend will continue in whatever, sell or buy.
Correct,
When you
correct,
fill in the
correct,
gap.
correct, correct, to
Okay.
fill that gap. So this gap here needs to be filled, and then the
Mhm.
buying comes out of the 4-hour. So when this dropped down into the 4-hour channel, right? Once this was on the 4-hour channel, I already knew that going back to the 1 minute now, going back to the 1 minute, right? I knew when I saw this candle down here that this was inside the 4-hour channel. When it sold off and it came down in here, it was inside the 4-hour channel. So at some point, it's going to buy out of it. So you could have gotten an entry on this candle, or obviously on this call out, because the system called it out on the 1 minute here, right here, right? We see very clear as day right here, right here.
Okay.
Right. But this one is not a clear 1 minute, because down here we still have red down here, but here it turned to green. So but this one was still an entry. This was it's and the broken back here, and the back change from red to green here. These are good points. But then this was still sideways until it got to this W, and then it took off.
Took off. My goodness.
Right. So understanding those dynamics will help in knowing when we're at the bottom of a sell-off, because when it was selling off today, you don't want to get caught up in this sell-off.
Yes.
Right, trying to buy. Okay.
Yes.
It was selling off here. So
yes, because to my mind, novice as I am, when I see something like a trend, even though you have the movement going up and down, the trend to me suggests that it is going to continue that way until something happens, or
correct,
or it's been there too long.
Correct. Well, what happened is that to change this buy trend on the indices, there has to be some very bad economic news.
Okay.
Because what grows the indices is their company stocks. So unless companies are not doing well for some major economic reason, that's the reason why people would not invest in the stocks. Because what's happening is that people are buying those stocks and keeping them in the expectation that they're going to continue to grow in value because the companies are doing well. So that's the basis for these indices. So unless there's some major economic situation, like when we had COVID-19, there was a big correction in 2021. If we go to the monthly chart, let's go to the monthly chart and look at the monthly chart, right? And then you'll see in 2021, right, that there was a correction. See here, 2020, COVID was what? 2020, right?
March 20.
Right, see, right here. Look at this. See this big drop?
Yeah.
Right, March 20, see?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the market sold off because of the belief that companies are going to do poorly. Yes, and then when things stabilized, it started to buy back up. See?
Okay.
Right, and buy back up. And then here again, bad economic news came at the beginning of 2022, or whatever that was. It sold on a bit, not too much. But right now, there's no bad economic news going on. So you're gonna have a major bull run, unless something happens. Something happens. Maybe there's like for example, we had the war in Afghanistan. Russia, that could have affected the markets. Events like that will throw things off. But generally speaking, if there's nothing like that going on, you can expect these markets, these indices to continue to go up. But you'll have corrections in them going up. They don't just go up.
A question. I saw somewhere in the news today that Juliana, declared bankruptcy or I'm sorry, something to do with bankruptcy. Is that a big enough piece of news item to affect the market?
Juliana?
Yeah.
Who is Juliana?
The New York guy.
You mean like an investment firm? No.
Those things happen all the while. Right?
Yeah, those things happen all the while.
Okay.
Even Donald Trump, your bankruptcy, the markets didn't collapse.
All the time. Well, that is everyday thing.
We're exposed to have that.
I just wondered, if that would be a factor in news. Okay, thank you.
Not on this scale.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be something war, you know, a
Large.
pandemic, you know, something that's going to disrupt shipping of goods and services, and you know,
Okay.
airlines being able to move around, stuff like that.
Big news. Okay.
Yeah.
And not affecting any one person.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So welcome Grace. Welcome Amoy. I was sharing with Cheryl that I was on the charts earlier. I was done for the day. I made quite a bit of money today. So I said, let me stop trading for the day and not be greedy, right? But I saw this uptrend after the sell-off on the indices. There was a sell-off on the indices because, you know, and I was thinking maybe there might be a little bit more selling. So let me just be a little careful. But then it started buying back up slowly. And then I saw this W. Guys, look out for these W's, right? Can anybody see this W clearly?
Yes.
Right. Amoy, do you see this? Dunstan, do you see that?
Yes, I'm seeing that clearly.
Right. So this is what's called a double bottom. So you see the market is trying to buy, right? You see it's going up, but it's kind of it's not going up smoothly. It's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So when you see this kind of activity live, it's not comfortable getting into a buy trade because it doesn't look like it's going to consistently go up, right? Because when it's going up, all of a sudden it comes back down, up, down, up, down. Up. But when you see this double bottom, like here, when it comes down, it's trying to sell down here, and it reversed here, came back up, and it sold down again and came back up. That's a W. That's a double bottom. Usually when this happens, the leg coming out of this goes up. Usually that happens. Whenever you see this double bottom, usually the leg coming out of here goes up, or if it's an M, which is a double top, it goes down. So I jumped in right here knowing that it was going to go up, right? But I said, you know what, I'm not supposed to be doing any more trading for the day. Let me jump out. And I came up with a little bit of profit. And then you could clearly see what took place right after, right? Are you sorry for me, Dunstan?
That hurts. Yes, I'm sorry for you.
I mean, come on. What a time for me to obey and be obedient. And look at this nice.
That would be a good Christmas present.
Look at this buy, man. Look at green, red, green, right? Nice and clear 1 minute buy stop. Jump up to the 5 minute chart, right? You can see the 5 minute chart is supporting a buy. You could see that very clearly. There's a broken back right there. So this was it was a good place to enter that trade. Really good place to enter that trade, right? And that's fine. We're supposed to have those things happen to us, right? In the process of trading. Another thing that obviously took place is that all of these went above the blue line. And another thing to note, this was the daily high today. Over here, right here was the daily high on SPX, all right? And if you go to NAS, this was the daily high on NAS. You could see that it's equal to daily high. And let's go to US 30. US 30 is gone above its daily high. So it's already breaching the day's high. Okay? It sold off a bit, but it came back to day's high, above the day high. Now, yesterday's the daily high, if you look at yesterday's high, is way up here, right? Way up here. Okay? Where it sold off from yesterday, where the big sell-off took place. Yesterday, yeah, right? So what we have lined up now, let me go to the 1 hour chart, right? So what we have lined up for us right now is that if you look at the trend from here, you'll see that this was a uptrend. And then it pulled back down a bit, and it's now trying to get back on track with the trend that it was on before. So my expectation is that it's going to continue buying up towards where this trend is and go up. But be mindful that we need, to look at what is the 1 minute showing us. Right now, the 1 minute on US 30 is another buy stop, right? But obviously the market is closing now, so it wouldn't be a good idea to try to enter it now. And entering it this late can be a little dicey. Go to the 5 minute, you see how far this is from the 5 minute trade line. That's usually not a good time to enter a buy. right? Usually there's generally going to be a pullback. So I'm going to wait. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to wait for some sort of a pullback, right? Or wait for these trade lines to catch up with the price and then enter, right? I want to enter. If you're doing a 1 minute buy stop, it's always good to jump into the 1 minute buy stop off the 5 minute line. Let's go back down to here. Let's go back down to here, right? See where this W is, right? If you look at this W, let me just mark this. All right. Oops, wrong way. All right. All right. So this is it on the 1 minute. So it's below the trade lines, these two trade lines, right? These moving averages below there. Let's check the 5 minute chart. You see the 5 minute chart, on the 5 minute chart, it came back and touched the 5 minute line. You could see that, right? Can you see that, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So right here is the best place for you to enter the trade because you're coming off the 5 minute and it's a buy 5 minute. It's not a buy stop 5 minute, but it's a buy chart. It's all green on the 5 minute. So that way, when you're entering the trade there, that's a great place to enter the trade. Now, if you compare that now to, let's go, put it up here, go back to the 1 minute, and then look at where this buy stop is now. You see, you still have a buy stop here, right? You still have a buy stop here, and it bought up from here. But what happened is that it's way away from the 5 minute line. So this is not a safe one. It's still good, nothing wrong with it, but that's not the safe place to take your 1 minute buy stops because it could easily turn around and sell off. So we'll either wait for the 5 minute trade lines to come back up close to here, or wait for this to come back down to the 5 minute, and then you could take a 1 minute buy stop off the 5 minute trade line. That's the perfect situation. Or a 15 minute off the 1 hour trade line, 30 minute, or 15 minute, 30 minute off the 1 hour trade line. And then we had where this dipped down into the 4 hour channel. Let me just touch on that for us. It dipped down into the 4 hour channel. Sweet, man. Sweet, 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 sweet stuff, right? So it came down into the 4 hour channel. This is a 4 hour chart. You can see the 4 hour on the chart right there. And you could see that it came down below and it was inside of this channel. This is where a lot of buying power comes from, the 4 hour chart, right? So that's why this is buying up as you're seeing it right now. So going into tomorrow, let's look at forexfactory.com. Let's change the date and let's look at Friday. Let's look at Friday. Oh,
22nd.
All right. Tomorrow, right? At 2 a.m. What do we have 2 a.m.? Great British Pound News.
GBP.
All right. What do we have 8:30 a.m.? Canadian red folder, US dollar red folder, 10 a.m. US dollar red folder.
Whoa.
So what that means is that tomorrow, you just simply at 8:30, like this morning at 8:30 a.m., let's look at what happened. Let's just go to 15-minute chart, all right? And let's find 8:30 a.m. What time is that, Cheryl?
8:30.
Yeah, right. Let's drop down. Let's mark it. Let's mark it. Let's mark it. And let's drop down now to the 1 minute chart, right? Let's mark it and drop down to the 1 minute chart and we'll find our line. What type of trade is this before the market, before the news?
Oh my goodness.
What type of trade is that?
A sweet buy.
Yeah. Is that a 1 minute buy stop or what?
I'm telling you.
Yeah. All right. So you don't have to be afraid of the news, just have to simply use your chart. Okay?
Okay.
And this was this morning. There's the 8:30 a.m. News this morning, right? 8:30 a.m. Just
Wow.
sweet. Absolutely.
Look at that.
Look at that. I was just laughing this morning when this was going on. Right?
Yeah.
So even with the broken back, remember a broken back is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, right? Because what happens is that on a 1 minute, it came down. Let's jump to the 5 minute. Let's jump to the 5 minute, right? If you jump to the 5 minute, which way we'll go again? This way. Where's my horizontal line?
Yes, where's your line?
Next way.
I think I need to go forward.
Yeah.
Not backward, right?
Yes.
See, 5 minute. See, on the 5 minute, it's all green. See that? All green on the 5 minute. So the box stayed green on the 5 minute, and you drop down to the 1 minute, right? You drop down to the 1 minute. You see the box had changed from green to red just before, because of this rundown. So what they did just before the news is the market was going sideways, and they sold it off just before the news. So if you're a novice, you get the feeling that the market is selling. And then what was their plan?
But they sell it to get a lower price to buy.
Look at that.
That's what they do. They drop the price so that they can buy up.
And then get people to, and what happens is that people take sell positions right here.
Yeah.
Because you see the market looks like, as if you're trading live and you're here thinking, you know what, I have a 1 minute buy, right? Look, this is a 1 minute buy, right? Green, red, green, right? Came down, you want some money right here. Came down, you want some money right here. You're either not aware of the news, or if you are aware, you should be aware if you're trading. But if you're unaware of the news, you'll see the sell-off, and it would hit your stop loss below here. Or if you had a deeper stop loss like down here, you're thinking, you know what, this market is going to sell. Let me jump out and take a sell position because the market looks like it's selling. See the red down arrow? Look at this. Red down arrow, right? Suggesting that the market could be developing a sell stop. And on top of that, there was a 15-minute and a 30-minute sell already developing. But you always have to make sure you play out the 1 minute first. And look at that. Boom. Boom. Gone through the roof.
My goodness.
Nice. Beautiful. So tomorrow morning, tomorrow 2 a.m., right, we have news, GBP. Let me go to GBP here and just the 1 hour chart here. GBP, right? GBP had some nice stuff. Let me find that 2 a.m. Where is that 2 a.m.? Wednesday 2 a.m. Right here, see?
Yeah, right there at 14.
That's 14 is 2 p.m., right? Is when I'm looking for 2 a.m. Wednesday, Friday, December 23rd. Wednesday, 11. So it's, here, right here, okay? Can we see? That's 8 a.m. That's 8 a.m.
You doing November or December?
No. Let me get back on track here. All right. I'm trying to find Wednesday.
Okay, that's December. Yeah, Wednesday.
That's 2 p.m. But I'm looking for 2 a.m.
You're looking for 200.
Yeah, 2 a.m. Right, this one.
So that's it then.
Right here is where it happened. So I was able to, this trade right here, this is 2 a.m., right? So let's mark it again. Let's mark it again. And then let's drop down to the 1 minute. Where is the market now? I have to go way back here to find that. All right.
They say it's fractional.
2 a.m. Where are we? Okay. Oh, is that far back? The 1 minute candles, it's 1 minute.
1 minute, yeah.
A lot of moving backwards. Wow. I'm not sure what I didn't do. I did do, but the bottom line is that on Wednesday at 2 a.m. you saw that move. I was just trying to show you the setup before the move. I was just trying to show you the setup before the move. Wednesday 21:25. Why is it not giving me 17? All right, so it should be somewhere here. Wednesday 11, and then Wednesday 7. So it should be somewhere off here, right?
Mm-hmm.
4. So why am I not getting my red? Okay.
Your line.
Right
You
here.
had put in a blue line.
Right here, right? You could see the setup, right? If you look clearly, you see it's all red.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what happens is that just before the drop, you could see that the market was selling before and they tried to pull it back, right? But there was already a 1 minute sell. It was called out from here earlier on. Okay. So even though they tried to pull it back, you know, if you jump up from here, let me just mark this, jump up from here to the right, jump up from here to the 5 minute, right? You could see it's still a sell market, right? You could see that it's still a sell market right here before it dropped. You jumped up to the 15 minute, right, where that was. Okay, you could see it's also it was a green or red green. That was a buy, but if you're going down to the 1 minute, it's a sell. So you use the 1 minute to guide you just before the news, right? And if there, you know, you will be able to, as you practice with it, you know, you'll kind of get a feel as to what the 1 minute is telling you. But you also have to bear in mind what's going on in your higher time frames. So let's go to the 30 minute as well. All right, this was a buy, right? A 30 minute buy. Let's go to the 1 hour. The 1 hour was a buy market. So the market turned, right? The market turned. There's some reason here's the other line. The market turned with that news, and it was based on the 1 minute. So if we drop it down to the 1 minute, right? Oops, it's all the way back here again. But if you drop it down to the 1 minute, you'll see what I saw, right? And I was able to take that one at 2 a.m. I won that one as well.
Great.
All right, for one reason that I'm not finding it. But just simply take advantage of that. And at 8 a.m., there was the other the other move at 8 a.m. 8:30 a.m., sorry, right? With the other news. English. All right. So my son is just showing his 100 on another exam. You got 100 yesterday and 100 today again. But that's great, baby. Well done. Another high five. Which subject is that one?
College and Business.
Nice. All right. So yeah, so we're good to go, guys. You know, here's the telling you tomorrow morning, 2 a.m. retail sales, right? Great British Pound. And then here's the US one, 8:30 a.m., 8:30 a.m., 8:30 a.m. And I think there's gonna be 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Nothing. I know there's a 10 a.m. as well, right? And there's a Canadian one, right?
8:30.
Yeah, so tomorrow there's some news, even though it's the last day before Christmas, those news move the market, right? So there's gonna be movement in the market at those times. I know you know what you're supposed to do to identify. If you get a nice clear buy stop before, right? Just before the news, you know what's going on. If you get a clear sell stop, you know what's going on. But if you get it just before, the challenge is that when you have the higher time frames different from the lower time frames, that can be a challenge. And you have to you know, when you're opening, set your buy stop, remember you just before the market is moving a bit. So if you're too close, it's going to wick you in before the market time for the news. And if that happens and it goes in the opposite direction, you're going to lose. And it most likely won't even stop exactly where your stop loss is. It'll go past your stop loss. And today I saw where US 30 did a wick. It's not showing on the charts on TradingView, but it's showing on my broker's chart where the wick was 700 pips. A wick.
Just the wick alone.
Just the wick, 700 pips. And so what happened is that this morning, that happened during the session this morning. It was somewhere here. And they wicked it up 700 pips up to here and came back down. And that was so fast, right? That one guy, he said he wiped out his account because the stop, even though he had a sell position with a stop loss, it didn't close the stop loss. So you have to be dirty 30. That's why they call it dirty 30. You have to be very careful when trading US 30.
It doesn't play clean.
Yeah, they don't play clean with that one. It's called dirty 30 for a reason.
Okay.
So, all right, so be careful with US 30. They don't play those games with NAS and S&P. But US 30, man, that thing can be out of order. So be mindful, everybody. And hopefully I shared some stuff today that was helpful to you guys.
You surely did. Thank you so much.
Doctor, I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
When the trend is changing, for example, on say if you are on 1 hour chart and the indicators, the bottom, the directional indicators, do they start changing their color as well before the other time frames? Or does it start from the 1 minute time frame?
Yeah, well, it's the safety trades develop 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, daily, weekly, monthly. That's how it develops. So it always starts with the 1 minute. So it's really, everything is happening on the 1 minute chart, but it shows up as a 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, and so forth. So for example, here, you see where the market went sideways for a bit. Usually when it's changing direction, it usually goes sideways for a bit before it goes up or down.
Yeah,
right?
I do know that, but I'm just asking that if the 1 hour shows it before the other ones, but like you said.
No. It begins on the 1 minute because the 1 minute is where it's happening. The 1 minute gives you a shorter view of what's going on in the market.
Right.
Right. So, but the 1 hour, what the 1 hour does is show you the overall trend. You see, the 1 hour shows you the overall trend, like here, from here to here, right? Can you see that this is a buy trend?
Yes.
Right? But drop down to the 1 minute. Let's drop down now to the 1 minute chart.
Yeah, I do understand that. But I'm talking about the indicators at the bottom, those 3 indicators.
Yeah, okay. So because changing from a buy to a sell are, for example, right now it's all green.
All green.
Okay? And for it to be all here, it's all red.
Yeah.
So what changes it is the direction of the market. That's what changes the colors of the indicators. So let's go to the 1 hour, for example. The 1 hour, because the 1 hour is such a strong buy market, it's mainly green. You see the 3 indicators at the bottom, this line here is green. Green, 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 all the way back on the 1 hour because the market is mainly buying.
Yeah.
So here's red, right? Here it's red. So if we bring the market up at this section, you could see the market was selling down. See, on the 1 hour, you could see that was on a downtrend. So that's when the indicators are red. Now, when this starts to change, which is starting to change here, back to a buy trend, you could see that it was selling down on the 1 hour, now starting to come back up. But the indicators don't change suddenly, they change gradually as it starts to go back up. You see that?
Is that red part is going back to the lower time frame? So they must have changed.
They would have changed already long before the 1 hour does.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 1 minute would have already, because once this buy here starts, because here's the thing, you could have, like, for example, right here, it's a downtrend on the 1 minute, 5 minute. Okay, but here, let me use this. This is a better example. Right here, these two candles here. If you go to the 1 minute, if you go to the one, let me see if I could find it closer.
That will be a sell because it's a pullback on 1 hour.
All right, I'm gonna find it right here. All right, so here on the 1 hour, these two candles are red, right? Okay, but down here, the indicators are green.
Green, yeah.
Right, all three of them are green. Right? Even though the two red candles came down.
Yeah.
All right, so let's mark this one. Let's mark the first one. Let's mark the first one. Okay, right here. Now let's look at, let's go down onto the 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go down to the 1 minute. Where is my vertical line? Is that far? Okay, here it is. Right?
Yeah.
And then can you see that the indicators, the three lines turn to red?
Yeah.
See, they turn to red. You can see them, they're all red. Okay? They stayed red because the 1 minute is going to show you more clearly what's going on at that moment compared to what the 1 hour will.
Yeah.
You understand now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, wonderful.
And the other thing is, you know, when you record all these sessions, where
Yes, I do.
where can we find the recordings of this?
Go to YouTube and search the Wealth Creation Project.
Well, Wealth Creation Project.
Yeah, that's the name of my channel, the Wealth Creation Project. Yeah, let me send you a link.
Okay.
Wait a second in the Zoom. Give me a second.
Yeah.
And then you could subscribe. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm trying to copy this. Oops. Share, copy link. Do you see it?
Yes.
All right, great. So you could just subscribe and then you could get the you can go back and watch that. All righty. So, all right, so see the market's gone sideways on us now, on SPX, sideways on NAS, sideways on US 30, right? And set up for a 1 minute buy. But as I was saying, we have to just hopefully wait for, right now, you see it's just above the trade line here, but on NAS, the 1 minute, no, US 30, the buy set up on US 30, right? And if we look for the 5 minute, go to the 5 minute to see if the 5 minute still hasn't caught up yet. So either we wait for it to come down or wait for them to come close. And when it's, when it's touching the 5 minute, that's a good time to take off our 1 minute buy. But right now, taking the 1 minute buy so early, right, can be a little risky. Okay, can be a little risky if you take this 1 minute buy. Now it won't work because it might give you a little bit of pips, but it could also turn back on you. Okay. All right. Any other questions from anyone before we close?
I'm good. I just want to say thanks again.
All right, you're welcome. All right, beautiful day. Enjoy, guys. We're gonna make a lot of money over the next 12 months. A lot.
Oh yes.
Right?
Oh yes, I'm right there with you.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Good
Doctor.
afternoon, man.
Enjoy the ground. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome, guys. Have a happy holiday, everybody.
And
You too.
Have a
See
nice
you next
weekend.
week.
You flew over to Houston, to Texas.
I'm in Austin at the moment.